Deep in the Hudson Valley of New York lies a quiet little town, Sleepy Hollow, but behind its peaceful appearance hides one of the most chilling legends in American history, a tale of mystery, of shadows, and of a rider who roams the night without a head. This is the story of the Headless Horseman. Sleepy Hollow is not like other places. Even today, locals say the air feels different. The forests seem darker, the nights longer, and the silence heavy with secrets. Back in the late 1700s, when the story begins, the villagers were a superstitious folk. They whispered of ghosts wandering the woods, and most terrifying of all, a phantom rider. But tales said he was a soldier from the Revolutionary War, who lost his head in battle. By day, he lay in his grave, but by night, he rose, searching endlessly for what he had lost. Into this eerie town came a man named Ichabod Crane, tall and thin, with a long nose and sharp eyes. Ichabod was the new schoolmaster. He loved books, believed in every ghost story he read, and had a special fascination with the supernatural. Though poor, Ichabod had big dreams. He hoped to marry Katrina Van Tassel, the beautiful daughter of a wealthy farmer. But Ichabod was not her only suitor. Another man, Brom Bones, strong, bold, and mischievous, also sought Katrina's heart. Brom had no patience for Ichabod, and he often played tricks to scare him. One autumn evening, Ichabod was invited to a grand party at the Van Tassel farm. The night was filled with laughter, dancing, and feasting. But as the fire burned low, the villagers began telling ghost stories, and of course, the most famous tale was told, the story of the Headless Horseman. They spoke of a rider dressed in dark clothes, mounted on a powerful black horse. He roamed the woods after midnight, carrying a jack-o'-lantern where his head should be. Some claimed they saw him near the old church bridge, where he vanished in a burst of fire and smoke. Ichabod listened wide-eyed, shivering at every word. By the time the party ended, he had to ride home alone, through the very woods where the horseman was said to appear. The night was dark and silent as Ichabod rode his old, nervous horse, named Gunpowder. Every sound made his heart jump. The rustle of leaves, the snap of a twig, the hoot of an owl. Shadows seemed to move just beyond his vision. As he crossed a lonely stretch of road by the river, Ichabod's imagination ran wild. Was that a tree branch, or a figure watching him? Was that the wind, or faint hoofbeats following behind? Then he saw it, a dark figure on horseback, standing perfectly still in the shadows. Ichabod's voice shook as he called out, but the figure gave no answer. As he drew closer, his blood ran cold. The rider had no head on his shoulders. Instead, a round, glowing shape rested on the saddle before him, a pumpkin carved like a grinning skull. Ichabod kicked Gunpowder into a gallop, racing through the night. Behind him thundered the Headless Horseman, silent but relentless. Through the twisting paths, over bridges and fields, the phantom gave chase. Ichabod dared not look back, but he could hear the pounding hooves closing in. His only hope was to reach the old church bridge. The legend said the horseman could not cross it, that he vanished at its edge. Ichabod's heart pounded as the bridge came into view. He leaned forward, urging Gunpowder faster, just a few more strides. But as he reached the bridge, the horseman rose in his saddle. With a mighty swing, he hurled his pumpkin head through the air. The next morning, Ichabod was gone. His horse was found wandering near the road. By the bridge lay a shattered pumpkin, but no trace of Ichabod Crane. Some say he fled Sleepy Hollow, too frightened ever to return. Others believe the Headless Horseman carried him away into the night, and so, the legend lives on. Today, Sleepy Hollow embraces its chilling tale. Visitors from all over the world come to walk the same roads, visit the old church, and hear the story of the Headless Horseman. Each Halloween, the legend is retold in books, movies, and festivals, reminding us that some stories never fade. But if you ever find yourself walking alone in Sleepy Hollow at midnight, listen closely. You might just hear the thunder of hooves in the distance. And if you do, pray you don't see a rider carrying a grinning pumpkin where his head should be. Thank you for joining me on this journey into one of America's most enduring legends. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more tales from the shadows. Stay safe, and see you next time.